think we all knew this day would come soon, but it seems to be here sooner than we think. That Russia is moving into Ukraine. Hey there, this is Tom with Tom's Talk Show, and I don't like what's going on. I can't. Of course, no one condones what's going on. I mean, people are dying in Ukraine, and the Ukrainians are fighting back with however they can. But with the hundreds of thousands of troops that Russia has on the border, I don't know how they can survive it or be able to withstand what's going on. Here we see Biden vows consequences as Putin stages full-scale attack in Ukraine. The consequences, I mean, these are seemingly to be kind of minor. I mean, all of this stuff should have been done, a long time ago, right? I mean, we should have been on this from the get-go, but there were freezing banks in Russia, Russian banks, country's second largest bank. Legislation will be introduced to Parliament on Tuesday. Okay, well, that's next week. A lot of people are going to be dying before then. Prohibit the ability of all major Russian companies to raise and finance on UK markets. Okay, can't we do that now? Can't everyone see what the importance is of this and be able to come together now? I mean, isn't there urgency? A set of individual sanctions totaling over 100 individuals, entities, and subsidiaries, when also counting the measures unveiled on Tuesday. The new targets include Russian state-owned defense giant Rostec and its subsidiaries, and a group of oligarchs seen as particularly close to the Kremlin. These are Kirill Shamalov, I don't know, Peter Fedorov. These are just people's names here who they're going to go after, who you're giving them till Tuesday. So that means they have until Tuesday to move all of their money and finances and everything somewhere else, which if you have a lot of money, you can just walk to the bank and go, we're going to move all this over here. Okay, fine, thanks. It's crazy. Immediately ban ability of Russian airline Aeroflot to land in the UK. Okay, so they can fly everywhere else, whatever. Who knows what that is, like, 3 or 4% of their flights. Immediately suspend all dual-use export licenses to Russia. Covers items which could have civilian or military use, such as electrical components and truck parts. Okay, so that's only going to be if they need new ones. Supposedly, I would think they would already have stockpiled all this stuff, since this has been going on for a while, and governments have not really planned very well. Prohibit a wide range of high-tech exports. Limit amount of Russian deposits Russian nationals can hold in UK bank accounts. Plan to work with allies to shut off Russian access to SWIFT international bank system. Extend the full range of sanctions to Belarus. The UK economic crime bill, which will strengthen areas such as, well, all this obviously meant nothing, because the more they sit there and talked about it, did it stop anything? Of course not. So this guy looks, I'm clueless. I have no idea what's going on. This guy's like, hey, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, and there you go. And that's what's happened. So now he's all over in Ukraine. They're going Kiev, Lusk, whatever all these other explanations are. They're all over there. Now Ukraine is drafting reservists age 18 to 60. I'm sure that if you are 70 and ambulatory and can hold a weapon, you can go. Right? I mean, they're going to try to, keep their country. I don't know if they will be successful because of how many troops there are. I think the biggest concern is how many people are going to be killed, and are the Russians going to be held accountable for this in any way? With, our president, 66% of all voters, including 43% of Democrats, believe Biden should take a publicly release as results of a cognitive test. 2/3 of all voters, even including getting close now to half of Democrats. Ukraine refugees start arriving in neighboring European nations. This is serious, and this happened very fast. And despite all of the bantering back and forth, saying we're going to sanction you, we're going to do these things, it wasn't going to stop Putin from doing anything. He was going to do it just like he did in, other Crimea and stuff. He's just going to walk in, get all of his soldiers standing around, and you surrender your government, or we're going to start killing people, basically. And people are going to be afraid and not know what to do. I mean, it's going to be a panic. There's millions of people that are there, and the big concern is loss of life. We should have been funneling arms to them and at least getting them some kind of training or something much earlier, once this whole situation started. I guess hindsight can be 20/20. The whole pipeline fiasco, why Biden decided to initially, when he went in office, to remove all the restrictions for the pipeline to let them get it finished. I guess the pipeline is, what I've read, it's actually finished. It just has to be certified. So somebody just has to come in and say, all the seals are good, it's ready to flow, there's no security problems or safety problems. So it's there. So reality is Russia could ignore that and just start using it. Because there's a pipeline in Ukraine that they want to stop using. And if that pipeline the one going through Ukraine gets damaged, then they won't be able to send, it's either gas or natural gas through it. But at this point, what will probably happen is, and this is a prediction of mine, but I don't know, who knows if it's going to happen, all the pipelines going through Ukraine, they're going to somehow be hit by miscellaneous fire and destroyed. And the European people, Germany and all that, will start clamoring, saying, oh, it's cold here, people are going to die if we don't get the natural gas that's coming through Nord Stream 2. So we have to certify it, and we have to allow it to work. So by allowing it to be completed, you actually helped to cause this to happen. Now, would this have happened if Biden were not president? We don't know that. We know full well that the rest of the world doesn't think very highly of him. I don't think very highly of him. I think in my lifetime, he's the worst president, even, over some kind of the fiascos of, Nixon and Carter and things like that. I mean, just, I can't even, he's done more to destroy this country than I think any president in the history of the United States. And the fact that we have to have him there for, another 2.5 more years is really disturbing to me, because that means that Russia is going to continue to move, China is going to continue to move, China is going to take Taiwan, then China is going to probably move over to the Vietnam areas, and then Philippines, whatever. Nothing's stopping them, right? How are we going to stop them? I mean, Biden can't put a word together without bumbling and stumbling over it. And any war is going to go against his eco-friendly policy. We don't want to do that. So we need to get back to energy independence here. I think that's the key. If we were energy independent and able to send our own fuel and gas and resources to Europe instead of having them get them from Russia, that would be probably the best thing to further cripple Russia's economy so that they can't do these things, right? I'm a guy sitting in my, back room in Florida, and I can figure this out, right? If we're energy independent, we're shipping tons of energy over to Europe. They're no longer at low prices. That lowers the price, so any energy that the Russians are sending out is low price, and they're not making much money on. Plus, they're sending less out because we're providing it. I, they told us that, at certain points when the certain flu thing was going around, that, you know, we have to, not do certain things in order to make, the whole situation better. Well, you can be green if you want, but right now is not the time to destroy the economy, destroy people's lives, run inflation through the roof for your green agenda, right? That's over. Do that in 5 years. Nothing's going to happen if we push you and your green agenda off a few years at all. Right now, we don't need that. We need our economy back going. We need to be strong again. We need to let the rest of the world know that we can provide their energy and they don't need to rely on the big bully around the corner. Frustrating. I pray for the people of Ukraine and their safety and just their families, that they can be with their families safe and not have to be threatened by this. But it's easy to see and see it from afar and think, oh wow, that's bad. But for people that are right in it, where there are people coming around the corner, there was a gun show this weekend. I probably should go to the gun show and buy some more stuff. Maybe I'll do that just to know that we need to protect our own selves. Maybe we'll need to protect our own selves at some point. I don't know. But pray for Ukraine and pray for the people of Ukraine. Yeah. And pray for our government that they'd wake up and realize what they're doing isn't helping anybody at all. We need to get that energy independence, and power, energy and stuff runs the world. All right, well, thanks for watching this. Let me know what you think. Am I wrong? Are we going to let them take Ukraine, or is this just a minor thing and then they're going to pull back? I don't know. I'm not sure about it, but I'm thinking that Ukraine is lost completely at this point. So, and they're probably going to move further at some point. Belarus, Romania, all those other countries around there, and who knows where they'll stop. We need to do something to get them to stop. What do you think? All right, thanks for watching. Take care.